So last week we did a little bit of graphing systems of equations, and then this week we are going to graph inequalities. So there's 4 steps really that you need to take in order to graph an inequality. And the first one is to get your equation into slope-intercept form. So remember that's y equals mx plus b. Right, after it's in the right form, then you're going to use the slope and the y-intercept to plot points. Okay. Then after you have plotted your points, then you have to decide what kind of line you're going to do. So decide if it's going to be a solid or a dashed line. All right, once you have your line, then you need to decide on your shading. So decide on shade above or below. Right, and then just something that you need to keep in mind is that when you're getting into y equals mx plus b, slope-intercept form, if you multiply or divide by negative, you must flip the symbol. And I'll demonstrate that on our example here. Okay, so let's go over the different kinds of lines that you could have. So you could have a solid line or a dashed line. A solid line is whenever you have a line in your symbol. That's the easiest way to remember it. And this is a review from Algebra 1, so if this is looking familiar, good. Oops, I used the same one. Let me put that one back over. I meant to take this one. So the less than or equal to and the greater than or equal to symbol, you're going to have the solid line. So if there's a little line in your symbol, draw a solid line. And then if it's just greater than or just less than, then it's a dashed line. Okay, so if you don't have a line in your symbol, don't really draw a line, just dash it out. Okay, then we have shade above and shade below. So, and this should seem kind of obvious, shade above is greater. So we'll use the greater than or equal to symbol and also just the greater than symbol. So that's when you shade above because it's greater. And then shade below is when it's less than or equal to or just less than. Shade below if it's less. Makes sense. Above is greater, below is less. Alright, then for our example, we have 2x minus 3y is less than 12. So we would need to subtract the 2x from both sides. So we would get negative 3y is less than negative 2x plus 12. Let me make this a little bigger here. Okay, so all I did is I subtracted the 2x to the other side. So it's on the right-hand side of the inequality symbol. And since it was a positive, now it's negative. And I just had to put a plus sign in front of the 12 because it's positive. I kept the negative with the 3. It used to be minus 3y, now it's negative 3y. The sign's always in front of the number. Alright, so after I do that, then I need to get rid of that negative 3 that's in front of the y. So I would divide. So that leaves me with just y. And look here, I'm going to divide by a negative. What happens when I divide by a negative? I have to flip the inequality symbol. So instead of y is less than, now it's y is greater than. And I have to do negative 2 divided by negative 3. Negative divided by negative is positive, and 2 divided by 3 is just that fraction, 2 over 3. Put in some spaces, make it look a little better. Okay. And that goes with x. And then I also need to do positive 12 divided by negative 3. So that'd be negative 4. There we go. So my new inequality is y is greater than 2 over 3x minus 4. So that's in slope-intercept form. My m. Oh, okay. Let's put mb and then I'll just put some spaces. There we go. Dang autocorrect. There we go. Okay, so my m is 2 over 3 and my b is negative 4. So remember when we're graphing, we always begin with b. So I am going to use blue for this one. My b is at negative 4, So I'm going to go and plot it over here at -4. It's hard to see right now, but as soon as I click away, you can see that I pretty much put it at -4. Alright, then my slope is 2/3. So that means I need to rise 2 and run 3. So starting from here, I'm going to go up 1, 2, and to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Leave my point there. If I didn't have any more space, I could also do the opposite direction. I could do the double negative. So I could start here and go down 1, 2, and left 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Those points are in line. And so I need to decide. So that was step 2, plot my points. Step 3 is to decide the solid or dashed line. So I'm based on my inequality symbol. So I can look here at my little cheat sheet. My symbol after I flipped it. So at the end, my symbol was the greater than. And the greater than I see is right here. That's a dashed line. So I'm going to take my blue dashed line. And then I'm just going to adjust it so that it fits my points. And this might take, a little bit to get it in a way that looks good. As long as you have it generally in the right spot, that's good enough. You can tell my points aren't in line now. Alright, so that was step 3, decide on solid or dashed. Okay, step 4, decide on shade above or shade below. So again, that's based on my symbol after I had solved for y. So I have the greater than symbol, so let me come over here. Greater than symbol is shade above, because greater is above. So I'm going to take this blue rectangle over here, and I'm just going to shade in this general area. I don't want to go past my line. Let me rotate this to kind of match up with my line here a little more. So ideally, my blue shade would cover up all of this space over here, right? And all down here. Let's just go ahead and extend it. It's going on forever. So it would continue to go out in this area forever. And we're just going to use these rectangles to kind of demonstrate this area is where it's shaded. So it doesn't stop where my rectangle stops. It continues to go this way forever and back forever and over here to this right side forever. It goes forever. My line goes on forever too. Okay, but we're just showing a little piece of it here. Okay, so that is how you graph a single inequality. On our next 2 slides, we're going to graph a system of inequalities. The only difference is that you have more than one. That's it.